Let's go. Says we are running. Yes.
Let's do it.
So this is the post game pod. Thank you all once again if you've watched the show for coming back. If you haven't before, you knew that I wasn't going to stay away. It's been too long, 2 months without doing a show, but I'm Steve, as you may or may not know, your host. And I like to do these shows with the pros, the people who know these sports in and out. And I'll cover anything, but specifically this weekend, we had a lot of hoops on. And I'm happy to say the team I picked to win it all this year is in the championship. And I'll reveal that at the end of this show. But bringing on somebody who knows my hometown, that's even better to me, and knows Virginia where I grew up. And who better to have talking Final Four than a guy who has played in the tournament before? Bringing on Nigel Johnson today. What's going on, man?
Not much. Appreciate you having me.
Absolutely, man. I grew up in, as I said, Charlottesville, and uh, I was a Miami fan in Charlottesville, so that was always a challenge. But one
Yeah.
thing that Miami and UVA fans have in common is our hatred for Duke. And
Yeah.
good Lord, last night I turned the game off. I'll be real, and it was Duke. I think the last I saw when I turned it off, if I remember right, it was a 12-point game, and I turned it on, and they lose like at the end because I saw online they were losing by 3, and ended up being the final. It was 70-67. And even as somebody who is a self-proclaimed Duke hater like myself, I was like, that has to sting because I picked Duke to be in the championship game, actually. So I'm revealing a little bit early who I picked to be in it, I guess. But Florida and Florida and Duke was who I picked. It's not going to be that. It's going to be Florida and Houston. And just did you fill out a bracket this year?
No, I didn't. To be honest, since I've been overseas for the most part, I really haven't even really been keeping up with like college basketball, especially
Oh
like
yeah.
for instance, I was in the house last night and like the Final Four game, like the Duke game, it came on at like 4 a.m. my time. So by the time the game came on, I was already sleep. So I haven't really been watching too much. Like when I'm over here, I don't really get to catch up with too much college sports or NBA sports, NFL. I usually just catch the highlights or something the next morning. But as far as like watching things live, I've been out the loop for a while.
It was just, yeah, I could get that. I mean, you got what, you got to get up at that time and you already get so many hours of sleep. It's like, is
Yeah,
it even
yeah.
worth it to watch?
It's a 6 7 hour time difference every year, so it's definitely by the time the games over there be starting, whether it's college or NBA or any sport, anytime any game that's starting over there, over here it's usually like 3 a.m., 4, 5, 6 a.m. So I'm in the middle of my sleep usually.
It's been all, I mean, Walter Clayton is the name I keep hearing for Florida, but I mean,
I've
Duke
been seeing that
was
name a lot.
that guy. I mean, and Florida's rebound, and that's what saved them yesterday. But Duke, I mean, I that was a safe bet for me and for a lot of other people. It sounded like to win it all this year, and I mean to see him go down like that. I have a lot of respect for Shire as a coach, even though I've never been a Duke fan. But
Yeah.
tomorrow it's going to be Houston and Florida, and I mean my pick was Florida to beat Duke to win it all. But from what you've watched, are you feeling Houston more in this game, or is
I, ooh. To be honest, personnel wise, I don't really know too much about either team. Like I said, I haven't really been keeping up with it, but I'm gonna go. I do know Walter Clayton. I've been hearing that name a lot. I don't really know his game too well, but I've been hearing that name a lot. Seen a couple of highlights, so I know he's good. Um, I think I'm leaning towards Florida, and as late as it might be, I might have to stay up and catch that one tomorrow. I might
Yeah,
have to.
that even here, that's too late for me. Even living like an hour and 20 minutes from where the Gators play in Florida.
What
I
time is the game tomorrow?
I think it starts at I think 8, I want to say 9 it starts tomorrow.
So 9. That's gonna be.
So that'd be
Ooh, that's gonna be like 4 a.m. my time. 5,
I want to
4.
say it's 9. I want to get it right, but last year I got it wrong because I was driving home and I remember I
Yeah,
stopped at a light and I pulled the website up and it was already started. I'm like, oh damn! But
yeah,
it's I don't know. I mean, Florida, from what I've not gotten to. I feel like even as somebody who picked them to win, I've not gotten to watch them a lot. And somebody who's living near only Gators fans now, it's it's been cool to see them come back in so many games and get it done.
yeah.
But I don't know. I mean, I don't feel as confident about Florida even at this point. But
Hmm.
I gotta rock with them because I picked them to win it all. And Houston can hit threes. That's what I've been seeing from them. And I mean, to come back against a team like Duke in a moment like that, I can't count them out. But I'm gonna say it's Florida by like 4 points and
Yeah.
4 or less to be specific. But it's somebody who played in the tournament. I mean, did you have a moment when you were in games where it hit you like, damn, I'm playing in the NCAA tournament right now, or was it sometime before that where you were just, did you get enough time also to take in the moment?
Yeah, I would say I never had that moment in a tournament in the game. I've been to the tournaments twice. I never had that moment in the game. I feel like I kind of had that moment like in the days leading up to the game, like especially when we would have like the open practice when like all the media people would come and watch you practice and it's just you guys in there. During those times I might have had that like wow, like this is crazy. Like we at a tournament, this is it, blah blah blah. The atmosphere, I already know what it's about to look like it's gonna be jumping in here. But at the end of the day, like once you get in the game and the jump ball goes and the ball's playing, it's just basketball at that point.
Just like playing in the backyard, as they say. I mean, but
Yeah, it's just another day, another game.
you get in there and then afterwards, when you win or lose, I mean, that's when it really just, I
Yeah,
imagine, hits.
yeah,
Do you still keep up
yeah.
with, like the teammates and Tony, all those guys, Tony Bennett?
I've talked to Tony a few times. We talk occasionally. I keep up with some of the people that was on the staff, like my guy Ronnie, uh, Johnny Carpenter. Couple of them here and there. Then the players, some of the players, of course. I've been back to campus a couple times. Me and Devin are still real cool. Devin Hall, he's over here in
Oh
Europe
yeah.
too, so we're kind of doing the same thing. So yeah, me and him talk. I mean, and Devin's the one that I knew from UVA. Me and Devin were teammates in AAU when we were 13, so me and him kind of go way back. So that kind of, our friendship was a little bit different even before I got there. Um, who else? Isaiah, me and him I kept in touch. Jack. Yeah, so I mean, I've definitely kept in touch with some of them, coaches, players, everybody. So yeah,
And where were you when they won the title? That was so you had left a year before
year
that,
before.
right?
Yeah, yep.
Ooh, man, it must have been. I mean, still like you must have had so much emotion watching that game. That was.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Remember, my buddy sent me a video of at the corner, and I saw the dude on top of or maybe there was more than one on the where Boylan is. Actually,
Mm-hmm.
that's where I met you. Was I remember in Boylan back in I think 2017, and there's videos of people like on that bridge right in front of Boylan hanging off of the side. I was like, damn, all right,
Yeah,
UVA is gonna be national news, but I was happy for him, because I mean I had seen you guys how hard you had worked year
yeah,
after year, and I mean Tony's a good guy. I've seen him around, or when I lived in Charlottesville, I saw him a couple times, but I mean he seems like one of the that was crazy to see him retire. I mean, it made me feel dated, but it was like somebody who had earned it and was real and not just, getting in front of the camera just for
yeah, for
himself.
sure. Yeah.
Is that the kind of stuff that, he'll give you pep talks still and that kind of thing now, or is it just, like you guys get on there and you just talk like bros?
Who, me and Coach Bennett?
Yeah, you and Tony?
When we've talked recently, it's been more just checking in, just keeping him updated. Like I talked to him, I messaged him when I got the news that he retired, and just told him, how I appreciated him and what a hell of a coaching career he's had, and just wishing him luck in whatever he does in the future and stuff like that. But yeah, when we talk, it's more so just like checking in and giving like the latest update or whatever's going on, stuff like that. Really.
Would that be something that you would do in the future? You get into coaching and
That's what I want
some
to do.
team.
Yeah, whenever I'm done playing, I definitely want to stay around the game as long as possible, get into coaching and see what I can get from it. See where I can maybe give me a couple championships or something.
You could. I'm telling you, at UVA, I don't think I would have to say that to you. I think that you could coach there for sure, and they would take you in and I mean, you already know the area, so I
Yeah,
would. I put it in my back in for that. I mean,
yeah, for
and when you
sure. I would
live
definitely
in
say
Charlottesville,
again.
was that you liked it when you lived there? Like, did you get to go outside of it a lot? Because yeah, you're from Ashburn, so I'm sure you knew Virginia decently well already
Yeah,
before you went to UVA.
yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, I had been to Charlottesville a handful of times before I went to school there, maybe 3 or 4 times, whether it be for I can't even remember what, maybe an AAU tournament or just a couple of different things. I had been there before, but living there was cool. The best part to me about living there was the food. They had some of the best restaurants in Charlottesville. It was always good food, always somewhere to eat for sure. Another thing that was cool was out of the schools I went to, I would say Charlottesville was the most. They got some die-hard Cavalier fans there. Like everybody is a UVA crazy fan, so that was always cool. Just running into people and everybody knows who you are and everybody's rooting for you. It's just like a big family atmosphere, which was cool to be a part of. Um, yeah, so I enjoyed my time there for sure.
You could get lost in the mountains so easily too, like right off campus. I mean, so many
Yeah,
trails, and you could go get to be by yourself so easily, which was probably a lot of the time. I'm guessing what players like to do, get away from spotlight, and what better place. But the food too. That's just making me. I wish I could be 15 minutes away from downtown again.
so
That's
many good restaurants.
oh, I had heard something like they have a certain amount of restaurants that is like per capita that matches New York City or close to it, something like that. I don't want to get
Yeah, I
that.
believe it.
Yeah, that I'm butchering that fact maybe, but when people get there and they realize, just I think it's the perfect place to raise a family. But I mean, people sleep on it for the college town it is too. And I mean, football games, I'll say that. I mean, going in as a Miami fan, it was always just most of the time I'd be neutral watching games, but I went to two Miami games too, and it wasn't like some places. I mean, I wouldn't go in there wearing my team's colors like if it was at a Raiders game or something, but I don't feel
Yeah,
that way at UVA. I feel like I'm right at home, and now where you're playing, what's the schedule like for you, for practice and for games? How's it working now?
So we would usually have like with this current team I was on, we would have. I've only been here 6 weeks, but the first week I got here, we had two practices per day, one in the morning, one in the afternoon. But that was during like one of the FIBA breaks, so like we wasn't playing any games, so like we just had more time to practice and stuff. And
Right.
when I had first got here, it was me and another new player. We got two new players, so of course they're gonna use that time to kind of integrate us into things and practice a little bit more than they might usually, just so we can get comfortable and learn the plays and learn the system and everything before the game started back up. But after that first week, when the games picked back up and stuff, we only had the morning practice maybe like two or three more times since then. So generally, our schedule would be 3:30 practice every day, and then we usually play on Saturdays. Some weeks you might play Wednesday and Saturday. Um, so yeah, it would be 3:30 practice, and then play on Saturday, Sunday off, and then pick it back up on Monday.
Yes. So you get like, so I guess it's, being over there, it wasn't the hardest. You 6 weeks, as you said, you've only been over there, but it wasn't the hardest adjustment to get, your schedule down and get over there, the time change, all that.
No, yeah, I'm used to it. Plus, when I got here, I wasn't coming from America. I had came here from Hungary, so I was already in Europe, just in a different country. And over there, we had two practices a day more. Like we probably had two practices a day, like 3, 4 days out the week. And then we would same thing, play on Saturday, Sunday off, and then pick it back up on Monday, practice twice. Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's probably 2 days out the week where we didn't practice twice.
Do you miss the, like how much different is your schedule now, compared to like, would you say the college schedule or this schedule was the easier? They're probably both very different.
Um, Easier. I would say this schedule is easier because your whole life is just worrying about getting to practice, getting to the game, perform, and it's just basketball. Like in college and stuff, you had to worry about classes, you had to worry about studying for exams, and then going straight from class to practice, and then you might have a nighttime class again, and then go home, do some homework. Might got to write a paper, wake up tomorrow, get ready for practice in the morning, then go to class. Like it was a lot more going on. And this in the pro life is just basketball. So I mean, I would say it's definitely easier to manage, easier to handle, less going on. Um, yeah, your job is just basketball. Like you don't have to worry about anything else.
Do you, I mean, maybe not right now, but what are some other sports that you pop on from time to time and watch? Like, is there, you watch any like football, boxing? Is there something that's a go-to just kind of escape basketball every
Boxing is
once in a
probably
while?
my Yeah, I watch basketball, of course, but generally when I'm over here, I watch more like EuroLeague basketball stuff like that's going on in overseas. Because like I said, if I'm trying to watch a game from back home, I'm gonna be up at like 5, 6 in the morning when the game is just starting. So it's kind of tough to do that sometimes. But yeah, I watch a lot of international FIBA basketball and boxing. Definitely, boxing is probably my after basketball is for sure my favorite thing to watch. For sure, I watch a lot of boxing. Any big fights, yeah, I'm there. I'm watching it for sure.
And not just watching the YouTube boxing. God, like I can't do the. I mean, boxing. Like, yeah, it's just I can never get into the kind of such like the celebrity boxing. That's what I look at it as, and like I can tell when I talk to people who watch it, I'm like, oh, they're a real boxing fan, and like
Yeah,
knowing not just
yeah,
like
that's
Tank
me.
Davis.
Yeah, yeah, I'm a real like boxing is like I said, that's probably my favorite outside of basketball. Boxing is my favorite thing to watch. So yeah, I'm in
Yeah,
tune with all the boxing news, all the big fights, everything. I'm definitely front line and center on those.
Do they have like what is the closest arena that you have near you for basketball? Is it where you play games?
Say that again.
The like around you, like what kind of sports do they have for you to go see live over there? Is it like just is basketball the closest thing to you?
Oh yeah, they got basketball, soccer, of course, volleyball. Um, when I was in Hungary, handball was big. They had a lot of handball over there.
Oh yeah.
What else? Basketball, soccer, volleyball, handball. I feel like those are the main. Those are the main sports. I feel like in Europe, soccer being number one. But yeah, those is for the most part. Think that's the most of what I've seen, really.
Would you play in another life, would you play soccer or box? Is there another sport that you could thrive
I
in
would
like
box.
that? I could see it.
I would want to box for sure. I love boxing.
I could
Yeah,
see it.
soccer. No, yeah, no, soccer's not for me. Definitely not soccer, but I would definitely be interested in boxing and stuff like that for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, you could get on a card. I'm telling you, over like just hop on a plane, go over to Manchester. They always in the UK. There's so many of these
Yeah.
events.
Yeah, and
I
in
just
another life, I could definitely see it.
That's why I like the UFC. I mean, now they're definitely different than what they used to be, like say 10, 20 years ago. But they were going
Yeah.
over to parts of the world that people were not even thinking about hosting at. But there's just so
Right.
many with boxing. There's so much to offer because there's got like what 4 different types of belts and
Yeah.
so many weight classes. But I love it. But I can get lost watching any card. And I mean, with basketball, yeah, that it kind of is. It fills the void when football season ends because, I mean, especially after as hard a year as it was for Miami fans this season, to be doing so well and then just drop off losing to Syracuse like that. But
Yeah.
basketball just comes along and there's so much around me in Florida to go see. I mean, like college baseball now is the big thing, but like, well, after the title game tomorrow, but that's what I love is just whatever can get me through to the next season. Hockey
Right.
not so much because I'm just not a diehard like that. But I did see
Yeah.
what's his name, Ovechkin is about to break that goal record. So everybody up in DMV and in Virginia, like where I grew up, they're all happy about that. But no, it's mostly boxing, basketball, football, and UFC for me. And I mean, it's cool that you're still, I think coaching is definitely in your future down the line, but the fact that you're
Yeah.
still finding a lane to play too. I mean, if you play for a team in the NBA, like say come back to the States, has there ever been or I guess I should say, has there been a team that you've always wanted to play for?
In the NBA,
Yeah.
growing up, ever since a kid, the young kid, I was always a diehard Lakers fan. Kobe is my favorite player of all time. Like I was Kobe everything. Um, but in my older age, I found that as much as I thought I was a diehard Lakers fan, I think I was just that much of a diehard Kobe fan because as soon as Kobe retired, I couldn't care less about whether the Lakers won or lost. So that made me realize that I was Kobe. Like I was just Kobe all the way. But to answer your question, yeah, growing up, I was always a Laker fan. I wanted to play for the Lakers, and yeah, that was my team for sure.
Yeah, I mean, the Lakers now, it's such a different thing than when Kobe was there. I mean, in his last
Yeah.
game, I remember he dropped 60.
Yeah.
And I don't, this is not going to be me on an anti-LeBron rant, but I think there's a difference in those two guys whenever people compare Kobe and LeBron. I think LeBron is more of the stats guy, and I think Kobe was just all winning, and it was a different
Yeah.
mindset when he would play out there. I mean, maybe you agree with that, but I've noticed
100%.
that the Lakers, yeah, their fans just it's not the same energy as when Kobe was there.
Yeah. Kobe to me, Kobe was like he was the closest thing to whether you want to playing wise or attitude wise, mindset wise, he was the closest thing to Jordan. Kobe was like a Jordan 2.0, basically, to me.
Yes.
He was just like a
Now
carbon copy of Jordan, like everything.
that was the worst
Yes.
day hearing about Kobe and what happened. I mean, and
Man.
yeah,
Yeah.
because I
Yeah, that
didn't
was
really
crazy. Sure.
have, like the pro team near where Charlottesville is the Wizards. So I mean, I remember my dad when I was a kid telling me like, oh MJ, you'll understand when you're older why it's
Yeah.
a big deal, even being like past his prime at that point, why it's a big deal he's on this team. And he introduced me to so many, MJ being on the Wizards. That's why I started watching them, and I heard about all these different names that ended up being in the league for years, Kwame Brown and a
Hmm.
lot of other guys. But I mean, LeBron, yeah, just it never. I don't get the same excitement as when. I mean, like it would hurt because the team I would root for usually was when the Wizards would be out was the Celtics because I have cousins all over Boston, and
Hmm.
those games against the Lakers in the finals when they would lose would hurt. And I wasn't even a diehard Celtics person, so I can't
Yeah.
imagine how good it must have felt. I mean, because 2010, and yeah, they repeated. That's right in 09 and 2010. I mean, that must have been for you the peak of being a fan. But ever since, yeah, I don't know. We'll see what the Lakers can do in the future. I mean, now I guess it's Luka's team. What did you think about that trade?
I thought that trade was crazy. That was one of the craziest trades I've ever heard of. And it was like completely out of the blue, unexpected. Nobody even know Luca or AD was even considering being traded. So if you would have asked me, I would have thought Luca would have spent the rest his whole career in Dallas. Like I thought he was one of those type of players that like almost untradeable. Like they would never think about trading Luca. So
And uh, yeah, we're gonna
yeah,
see. I
so
mean, Luca, I want to know for sure. I feel like I want to say he's going to finish his career with the Lakers, after you pull off a trade like that. But who knows? I mean, it's just such a different world today with sports, with trades and everything. It's not what it was in the '90s, at least. But I mean,
yeah.
for this season, as much as you've gotten to watch, who's your pick for the NBA champ? Who do you think is going to pull that one off this year?
Man, I don't know. I think Boston's gonna come out the East again. Um, and then in the West, whew, in the West, every year until the man retires, it's gonna be hard for me to go against the Warriors. I'm not saying that they're gonna come out the West, but I'm not saying that they're not. Like I can't um not give them a chance as long as number 30 is ready and available. And now that they got Jimmy Butler, that's a big. I think
Oh,
since getting Jimmy Butler, they're like 15-3 or something crazy like that. Like they got a crazy record since getting them. But coming out the West, I think it could be Golden State. I think it could be potentially LA, even though I don't really see that either LA team really. But I don't really see them either of the two LA teams coming out. I like OKC, but I think they're I look at them as more of a regular season team. I don't know about them in the postseason. Like, they're
Yeah,
young, inexperienced in the postseason. Um, yeah, I don't know. I think Boston's coming out the East. The West, I'm kind of unsure about.
it's yeah, like I don't know OKC if they're battle tested. That's just
I
what.
don't. I think they're a regular season great team. Like, I don't really know. I don't really. I don't. I wouldn't put my trust in them in the playoffs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and, I mean, if the Warriors do bring it home this year, I mean, do you think Curry hangs it up? Do you think this is the time?
No.
Yeah, I don't
Absolutely.
think so.
Absolutely not.
God, that'd be wild just to walk off with a title. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
I
No.
think maybe, but I doubt it.
I think Curry's still 3, 4 years out of retiring for sure.
You think LeBron will be? He'll go that long?
I think he could. Do I think he? I think he'll go definitely 3 for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
I
has
see
too
LeBron.
much. Just too much to prove with Luca being there now. I mean, got to be there at least a couple years, you'd think.
Yeah, yeah. Especially because both of them, Curry and LeBron, like they're both still playing at such a high level that I can't even like picture either one of them retiring right now. Like I just can't see it. Whether they win, lose, I just don't see it with how they're still playing. Like, and at the end of the day, I've been talking about this like with a few people lately, like a few of my basketball friends and stuff like that. Like I feel like things are changing from how they used to be. Like players are playing until a lot later in age than they used to. I mean, I don't know if it's the modern medicine and players is just taking care of their bodies better, or I don't know what it is, but like players are definitely sticking around in the game a lot longer than they used to.
It's true.
And
Yeah,
not only sticking around, but like sticking around and playing at like a super, super high level. Like Curry,
it's
LeBron, KD, they're still some of the best players in the game, and they're all 36, 37, 40, like, and they're still at the top of the league.
it's true. Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, I look at like I saw To doing an interview not long ago, like last year, and I mean, he still looks like he could play. Whether or not he gets on the field and makes an impact, I don't know. But I'm just saying, I think Terrell Owens and in other sports, there are people, yeah, well into their 40s who could suit up. And,
Yeah.
UFC, there's guys like, who, Anderson Silva was fighting into his 40s and the transition to boxing. It's so
Hmm.
different now. And I mean, not to mention, like in sports, it's like the NFL back in the 70s. I mean, they were pretty much just playing on a sidewalk painted green with the hash marks.
Yeah.
And now it's wild to watch all these guys, I mean, who are getting up there. It's cool, but it makes me also, like, again, I feel old, but I like to see them in their last years because it just, like when MJ was on the Wizards,
You
it
could
was
tell
not,
he was on his way out. Like, you
yeah,
could tell. Yeah. But
man,
like when you see it nowadays, like I said, Curry, LeBron, Kevin Durant, they're all in their upper 30s and they're still at the top of their game and really showing no signs of slowing down. Like, I mean, LeBron might not be jumping 5 feet over the rim like he did 10, 15 years ago, but he's still getting up there. He'll still dunk on anybody in the league. He's still running with anybody in the league. He's still chasing down, blocking shots off the backboard, getting triple doubles. Like these guys is different nowadays. Like they're not showing no signs of slowing down. Nowhere near at the ages they were in the last generation. Like players nowadays is sticking around a lot longer for some reason. I think it's I don't know if it's the modern medicine or the type of keeping up with their body players is doing in the offseason. I don't know what it is, but careers are definitely a lot longer now than what they used to be. Yeah.
Did you get to see? You've seen some NBA games before, like when you lived over here.
Yeah. You talking about like going to live games?
Yeah, yeah,
Um, shoot. In my entire life, I've probably been to. I'm from the DMV, obviously, so I've been to maybe 3 Wizards games. I went to I think it was the Nets. I went to a Nets game in Brooklyn when I was up in Brooklyn for might have been the Big 12 tournament, or it might have been just like might have been a holiday tournament or something. Some kind of
yeah,
tournament when I was in college. I went to a Nets game. So I've probably been to maybe like 5 or 6 NBA games. Nothing too crazy.
yeah. The Wizards. That's. I guess that would have been so easy to see. Yeah, living in the DMV, and
Yeah.
it's the Bobcats are. They're what the next closest in Charlotte. I remember they were talking about getting a team to Virginia for a little while there, and they were going to play where ODU plays. I was like,
Really?
I don't know if they'll fill up that arena. I've
Yeah,
been in
no.
there. Yeah, I saw an amateur MMA card in there one time. I was like, how are they going to put an NBA team in here? But
No
I'm
way.
all
Yeah.
for it. Yeah. Down
Yeah,
here,
nah. No way.
we don't have. I think the closest NBA team to me is Orlando, and then it's the Hawks, like in
Okay.
Jacksonville. They have
Yeah.
just the Jaguars, which I'm kind of surprised they still have the Jaguars in Jacksonville because, God, like
They've been
the
so
beginning of
bad for
the
so long.
yeah, like oh, that's a whole nother story. People around here, like I would have the radio on because I work out of my car and I'd be listening to the post game this year when they would lose pretty much every game, but what, like three, and people would just they would call in, and I was like, whether or not they're drunk, like this is just fury right now. I'm hearing, but it's tough. I
Yeah.
mean, you got a guy like Trevor Lawrence. They expect you to win, and that happened for so many years with the Redskins and now the Commanders. But they just brought in coach after coach and RG3 and all this stuff, and I got tired of watching. And then all of a sudden they get Jaden Daniels, and he's just popping off this year, and it could change just like that. But I mean, same in the
Yeah.
NBA. The Lakers, all the talk about Bronny at the beginning of the year, and all of a sudden they get back in it and competitive, and it's players can heal up faster. It's so wild, but such a good time to be a sports fan. And people shouldn't be, the boomers, they shouldn't be writing them off like, oh, it was so much better back in the day. Like, yeah, but I mean,
Yeah.
you got, now in baseball you can challenge plays. It's a different time. So, just take it in. That's what I say to them, and don't be bitching so much. But man,
Yeah.
this has been definitely great time, man, having you on the show, and I got plenty more room for you as a guest in the future for sure. I usually try and not keep people all night because I start ranting and don't stop. But this is
Yeah.
always cool. Also, when I can have somebody who is connected to me, who I've met before, and it was the time I met you in Virginia. I mean, you were getting swarmed at Boyle, and I remember, by people, but I mean, you took the time to, talk for a couple minutes, and I never forgot that. I was like in the middle of, a sea of people at Boyle, and I was like, he definitely is a good dude, and for sure, man, gonna have you back on, and I appreciate the time today. And I got plenty more episodes that I'll be dropping, guys. I'm ditching my Patreon for donations. I'd never ask for donations on this show, but if you like the show, you want more, always appreciate it. If you do, I'm going to be starting up a Buy Me a Coffee. Got a sponsor, W Energy. Definitely, if they have a place you can get products mailed to you, man, you should look into it. It's a healthy energy drink, so it's not like Red Bull in college.
Yeah.
Get the healthy energy into you now, and we'll do this again, man. Thank you so much.
Yeah, no, thank you. I'm definitely, my schedule, like I said, it's never too busy. So yeah, just let me know. We could definitely get on here again.
Absolutely, man. I love to anytime for basketball. I did watch it the last couple years. It feels like just because I was trying to work on a long distance relationship and moving to Florida,
Yeah.
but finally get the time to, and I can listen to it on the radio around here because they have the local games like for the Gators, and then they have a national ESPN station. So I get the
Hmm.
best of local and the far out kind of stuff. So yeah, man, plenty of stuff to talk about, and we will do this again, 100%.
Yeah, definitely. Just let me know. Like I said, I'm always ready, free, and available. So just hit me up. We could definitely lock it in again and give them another episode.
Yes, sir. And what I know I'm going to be going outside of the country next year because I'm already planning a trip with my girl. We've been planning it for a while, but just hard to execute the last couple years. But I got to get over
Yeah.
there and see one of your games for sure. That's definitely a good
No, yeah,
reason to go there.
for sure. Let me know. I could get y'all some tickets, good seats, whatever you
Yes,
need. So just let me know, and we can definitely make that happen.
I will put the UVA colors on for you. I know that much.
That's a bet.
Yes,
Perfect.
sir. We'll go get some sleep, man, and well, in a little bit, I guess you'll be getting some sleep. Not right now, but get everything that you can done, and then get some sleep. And we'll do this again,
Yes,
brother.
sir.
Appreciate your
All
time,
right,
man.
man. Sounds good. I appreciate you having me. We'll definitely do it again. Until then, enjoy the rest of your night, and thank you for having me.
Absolutely, man. You as well.
Yes, sir. Talk to you soon.
Let's go.